Josh, your boy Prince, the hustle guy, aka Wise the Warlock, and we reaching in our combat tool bag one more again. It is a cool black affair. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. LDBC only, LDBC or nothing, LDBC versus everybody, LDBC everywhere. Do me a favor, guys. Um, Subscribe, support, honor everything LDBC, Trilitary TWT, Simple Truth Network. Check out my other two channels, HFO Church, Acting Right TV. Support my OGs, OGK Hobe, aka Black Fight Fan, and OG Kano Loco. Usual Suspects, the Usual Suspect 6. Please shop Usual Suspect 6 for all your individual usual suspects. Each individual usual suspect, please support them. And also check out my little brother Black Sun, the 9-4 Sun God on Instagram, and 9-4 Films on YouTube. Lastly, when you do go to shop Usual Suspect 6, see if you can pick up some combat tool bag merch. We have warm weather gear and cold weather gear. It's amazing work done by the great fellas over at the Usual Suspect 6. And also, I have a book series on Amazon called The Hustle God Methodology. Um, so check that out. Feel free to type in Hustle God Methodology on Amazon.com or Michelangelo Turner on Amazon.com, and a series of books should pop up. Hustle God Masterpiece Daily Golden Mind Molding, um, Hustle God Afro Gold Part 1, Hustle God Linguistics of Money, and Hustle God Art of Hustle. That said, welcome to Breakfast and Boxing. Welcome to Breakfast and Boxing, aka Breakfast with the Champ, and Wonderful Women Wednesdays. Please have some battle with your breakfast. Come on up to the table. That said, wow, did we have an amazing week with the ladies? We had an amazing performance from the ladies. I'm thoroughly impressed with the ladies. Again, if we can keep the momentum that we've established this year alone, uh, 1 second. Stephen L. the Mac, my brother, welcome to the table. Welcome to Breakfast and Boxing, aka Breakfast with the Champ. Have some battle with your breakfast. Thank you for stopping by, and I appreciate you tapping that like button. Yeah, so if we can keep the momentum established that we've created, or the ladies have created, PGH Big Dog, salute, welcome. Um, that that the ladies have created with Amanda Serrano versus Katie Taylor, with Alicia Baumgardner versus Michaela Mayer, with Clarissa Shields, and all of her contests, but Clarissa Shields versus Savannah Marshall. King Corleone, my brother, welcome to Breakfast and Boxing. Thank you for stopping by. Have a little bit of battle with your breakfast in the morning. Um, just so y'all know, if anyone's new to the program, it's Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Try to get here as early as I can. Eastern Standard Time is usually about, let's say 6:57 at the latest. Black Swan, welcome, salute, family, salute. Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate your support, family, all of y'all. LDBC shit. Skywalker, brother, welcome. But yeah, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, about 45 minutes. I'll be on here live, um, seven ish at the latest, and yeah, in Eastern Standard Time, I'll be on here like 7 ish at the latest, maybe 6:50 ish, because I got to get the morning workout in. Uh, my first workout of the day. That said, right back to the ladies. I don't want to spend too much time on myself, but that's when y'all can catch me here for breakfast and boxing. An early breakfast, if you will. I don't know if I said it, but Skywalker, my brother, welcome. That said, the ladies. So if we can maintain the momentum that we've established um, with the ladies, this crazy uh, like these fights have been massive fights from these ladies. I mean, massive fights. They've been historical alone, starting with Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor in New York, and now with we'll start with Alicia Baumgardner versus Michaela Mayer. That fight alone, stylistically, it displayed everything I was asking for. At least what I was able to see in one of the lives I mentioned before. As men, we need to try to um, watch women boxing with our boxing IQ, because we'll see a lot more technical things than we typically see in well, not a lot more technical things, but we'll see technical things at a faster rate than we'll see in men's boxing because it's a condensed time period. It's one less minute. So there's a lot less time for bluffing, a lot less time to set up. And that said, we get a lot more engagement and a lot more creative engagement. And MPWTF, welcome, welcome, welcome. Have a little bit of battle with your breakfast. Um, and thank you for stopping by. I appreciate your support. But yes, that said, when I watched Baumgartner versus Mayer, I seen how, first of all, shout out to Tony Harrison. Like that man, I love to see his boxing IQ displayed um, through someone else physically, and then also through himself physically, because that Detroit style, it it definitely shines, and his boxing excellence shines through as well. But Alicia Baumgartner, well, let me start by saying I saw a draw. I saw 5-5, but clearly the better, the slicker, the more technical boxer in there was Alicia Baumgartner. I get that much. My issue is knowing that, stating that she was going to be the dog coming into this fight, stating that she was going to dog walk Michaela Mayer. Um, it made it made me think that she would kind of step on the gas a little bit more to try to hurt Michaela Mayer a little bit more, and also have it be a clear wash. I didn't see a clear wash from Alicia Baumgartner. That said, I'm very proud of the work that she did, and I'm not at all upset with, because I saw a draw. I'm not all upset with the judges picking either fighter, because it's just them being more decisive in their ruling of each round. Um, Whereas I did see an even 5 rounds due to Michaela Mayer's ability to keep her at range. Uh, Michaela Mayer's ability to drop that two on her at will, and also control her with the jab. Uh, Now, initially, when the fight began, Alicia Baumgartner, her speed was too much for Michaela Mayer, her precision with her jab, and the fact that she has a low guard and she was shooting it upward, um, typically referenced as a up jab. It was bugging Michaela Mayer, and it was disturbing her more than she could handle it in the beginning few rounds. Um, I don't really recall exactly how I had it scored. I don't have my notes in front of me for the later rounds, but I do remember. Shout out Opulent LD, salute, welcome, welcome. Have a little bit of battle with your breakfast. Thank you for stopping by, brother. I appreciate your support. Um, but yeah, the first 2 rounds I had for Alicia Baumgartner. The second two, I mean, the third and fourth I had for Michaela Mayer. So you can see how, and if you watch this fight, how it could play out, and judging it to be a draw in my eyes. Um, but that said, I did like the creativity. The more creative fighter in the ring was Alicia Baumgartner. The more disciplined and consistent fighter as far as execution what of what I would consider pressure. or steady accumulation of points, that would be Michaela Mayer. But again, it was such a great fight, such an even fight that who wouldn't want to see that a second or third time, to be honest. Um, to go into a little more detail on the before and after of the fight, the beforehand, I mean, come on now, like that was one of the best build-ups in recent history for fights that we've had. I mean, besides the Deontay Wilder and Fury build-up, like what fight had that much fire in it? What fight had that much animosity and real good back and forth in it than them? You know, I mean, uh, unless we're going to talk about whenever I think it was David Hay and Chisora that got into a fight um, in the face-off before they had even got into a fight off stage. So that's even further back. So looking at it now, I'm just like that was a beautiful build-up for a fight. They sold the hell out of their. They did more than enough for their uh, portion as a co-main event, and it was definitely excellence. And then um, the aftermath, Michaela Mayer stormed off. She didn't appreciate the ruling. Ratchet since '91, my brother. Welcome, welcome to Breakfast and Boxing, aka Breakfast with the Champ. Have a little bit of battle with your breakfast. Appreciate you stopping by. Appreciate your support. Um, so Michaela Mayer, she stormed off. She didn't appreciate the ruling of the judges. She was booing, throwing a dumb thumbs down, and got out of dodge. Now, I like Michaela Mayer. I'm not gonna lie. I like Michaela Mayer. I like Caleb Plant. I like Joey Spencer. Again, they're like exceptions to my my code black and fair rule, if you will. But but I after hearing Alicia Baumgardner's uh, post speech, and you know how emotional she was and how hard she worked. Um, Granted, I didn't like the fact that she immediately dismissed the rematch, but it made me connect to her more. Even though she dissed the quote and she dissed Wilder, which is why I had my reservations and why I was kind of pulling for Mayer, but I did call before the fight a draw or Baumgartner, and I saw a draw and Baumgartner won, so it's kind of like stalemate on being right and wrong in that. But but I was proud of her. I was happy for her. You know, I was just as a representative of the black diaspora, I was very proud and happy for her, and and she did her damn thing. Again, my only critique would have been to step on the gas a little bit more to make it more decisive, so that there would be no dispute or no controversy behind the victory. Um, but again, that made me kind of more disappointed in Michaela Mayer's response, immediate response, as far as like leaving the ring, throwing the thumbs down, and walking out, because she showed to be somewhat of a class act this whole time around, and then she kind of pooed on it with her display after the fight. Granted, today isn't about the guys, but her display didn't compare at all to the polarity in Caleb Plant's behavior from before the fight or after the fight, and I'll again reserve my opinion for that for Friday, for Wilder's day, and the King's Friday, if you will. But but yeah, that part of the car was ridiculous, and I briefly skipped the fact that Daniel Dubois' sister fought, and she knocked that girl. I like to say sent the victim to the nether realm, you know, on some Mortal Kombat shit, and she sent that woman to the nether realm. Like she hit her with some shit, you know. She did a great job, and I like her. I can't say aesthetically I'm like drawn to her, because like I see Daniel Dubois' face on a girl's body, which is like extremely strange. But she's definitely a beast, and she's definitely one to watch. And I shouldn't have said that. I don't know why I said that. But she's going to be something special in the future. Definitely check for her. I'm not extremely big on UK fighters, but she's one to watch. Um, that said, let's move on to the the queen, the GOAT, the greatest of all time, literally. Three time, three time, the only one on the planet to be two time, but she wasn't done there and said, "Fuck it, I'm going three time." She's three time undisputed. She has under 20 fights. If I'm not mistaken, she has under 16 fights. Um, she's a two-time gold medalist. Uh, we're talking about the GOAT Clarissa Shields, T- the GOAT Clarissa T Rex Shields. She In this fight, we had a woman in Savannah Marshall who was built and sold, and basically all of her success was off of the shoulders or coattails of the GOAT Clarissa Shields, beating her controversially in amateur bout um, before the Olympics, before Clarissa went for gold twice. Uh, this girl then began to do business with the Furies, her coaches, I believe John or Peter Fury, uh, some of the dirtiest people in the business of boxing, currently in the business of boxing. Uh, and she was discrediting a lot of the work that Clarissa Shields has done up until this point. Um, so and also in her dealings with the Furies, she she's on a flight um, she's on a flight ban list, so she's not allowed to travel to the United States. So for Clarissa Shields to become three times undisputed, she did what something similar to what Devin Haney had to do when she had to go to the home turf of her opponent. And yo, the Wise Crush, welcome, welcome, welcome to Battle and excuse me, Breakfast and Boxing, aka Breakfast with the Champ. Have a little bit of battle with your breakfast. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for stopping by. Um, yeah, so she had to do something similar to what Devin Haney had to do, um, and that's go over and defend her. Well, actually achieve undisputed in her opponent's backyard. That said, the quote, she was fighting against the UK. She was fighting against Savannah Marshall. She was fighting against the status quo of boxing, and and the shadiness of boxing, and also the powers that be in boxing. And she arrived firstly. Well, actually, in the rollout, she was not even bashful, not at all. She was dominant over Savannah Marshall, and in the lead up to this fight, um, she wasn't even mildly intimidated by the UK in the lead up to this fight, nor at the weigh-in. And then at her arrival, I mean, the queen arrived on some presidential shit. I know we all seen it. She arrived in a ball gown that would make you think she a princess in a Disney movie or some shit. I mean, the queen looked flawless. She looked stunning. I mean, heart emoji ass. You feel me? Like I just was in awe. Immediately, my heart dropped when I seen the queen like that. I was like, damn, man. Like her man is one lucky guy. Her man is one lucky guy to have greatness at home like that, and not even just aesthetically, but what she represents wrapped in that aesthetic outer layer. Um, it just makes it that much more valuable. But that said, um, yeah. So at her arrival, she was a completely beautiful. Skip to fast forward to her walkout. She comes out in some Apollo Creed esque gear, Super America, uh, and she comes out and the girls come out behind her, and you think it's just kind of a traditional Clarissa Shields walkout. And granted, she danced before in one of her other walkouts, but the girls started dancing behind her, and then bam, the lights blew up. She started dancing hard with the choreography. The music blew up. The beat dropped. It went crazy, and I was just like, wow. Like, obviously, of the night, it was the best walkout of the night and the best female ring walk. And she's always had the best female ring walks, but that was the best walkout of the night, including Wilder, including everybody. Like, that was amazing. And after she did her dance, she walked down. You seen Clarissa Shields has facts. Why facts, Yoda? It was fire. It was fucking fire. Like, so Clarissa Shields, she has this intensity. If you watch her fights regularly, she'll get in the ring. She'll be kind of screaming, and pacing back and forth like a Mike Tyson level of intensity that she has to tame. D Man Jr., my low, welcome, cuz welcome to Breakfast and Boxing. Have a little bit of battle with your breakfast. Thank you for your support. Appreciate you stopping by. Um, yeah, so she, you seen her on the way to the ring, taming that faster than she's tamed it before. Typically, she's in the ring pacing, going crazy, kind of like again Mike Tyson esque, and then calming down as she walks and listens to the referee's instructions. She began to calm herself, focus herself, and center herself while she was walking. You could see it in her eyes. She had that big moment from the dance to just the ring walk. Bam, we get to the actual fight. This girl, Savannah Marshall, is like, appears to be like an entire foot taller than Clarissa Shields. And her arms are like extremely long, like Thomas Hearns level reach compared to um, Sugar Ray Leonard, or Thomas Hearns level reach compared to Duran. Uh, the fight commences, and then we begin to see a lot of Fury-esque tactics. Excuse me. We've seen a number of elbows thrown by Savannah Marshall. We've seen the mauling tactics. Um, her, she's the GOAT of all women's. Yes, she is the GOAT of all women athletes. Period. I agree with that. Yoda Wise. There is no one as accomplished um, as Clarissa Shields. I have to take the time to say that 3 times undisputed isn't something that's been 2 times undisputed hasn't been done in the entire history of boxing. 3 times undisputed is unheard of, and she's not done. She's not even complete yet. Um, so the fight commences, and we see a lot of um, roughhouse tactics from very resembling of Tyson Fury from Savannah Marshall. We see a lot of mauling, like that's like grabbing and rushing. Um, she tops all boxers, live or dead. Agreed, D man. My low, I agree 1,000%. I mean, under 16 fight, we're talking three times undisputed. Even if she literally, knock on wood, because I don't wish this on her at all, but if she lost or stopped, well, she lost every fight after this or stopped fighting after this, there's still no one who can compete with her, because no one else can achieve that in the amount of time she's did it. I mean, she's done it at the age she's done it, and the fact that she's the first to do it on top of her 2 gold medals. Like, enough said, an Olympian, an undisputed champion 3 times over. But yeah, so we see her mauling, grabbing and rushing um, the queen against the ropes, and we see elbows thrown. We've seen um, rabbit punches from her. We've seen a number of different things. 1 second. She couldn't see. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get there. PGA's big dog. Don't, no worries. Um, but in the midst of all these dirty tactics, we see a Sugar Ray Leonard display of athleticism, of high IQ, and in Holyfield level resilience and heart. I mean, she was fighting a giant and blitzing her. Her combinations were in blitzes. She was throwing 4 or 5 punch combinations, 3, 4, 5 punch combinations, and turning her and turning her and turning her. Now, granted, it's harder to turn a longer fighter. A shorter fighter, it's easier to turn them because of their reach. You got to think of a distance thing. So if I go to pivot and step around and pivot with someone from a short, uh, with a short reach, their leg, their leg span is typically shoulder width apart or a little bit past that. And uh, Brent Fox, welcome, welcome, salute. Um, Now, the taller you are, the wider your gait. So to turn that person, you kind of got to step around a little bit deeper and pivot just that much more because their their gait of their legs and also their reach, their lead hand is a lot closer to you. So you have to make a more drastic adjustment or be further out of range. That said, it that's why it she had to use so much of the ring to turn Savannah Marshall. She couldn't just stand in the pocket and turn with her because she it would increase the risk of her trading punches with a disadvantage at arm reach and a disadvantage of power. So she literally used in and out and lateral movement from beginning to end. And her setups were incredible, her counters were incredible. I mean, this woman showed us I mean, she needs shirts that say you want to fight like a girl or you want to fight like this girl because I mean the way she displayed her control over the art of pugilism, the way she displayed um, her her athleticism. I mean, her agility, her overall mobility, eh, her precision. I mean, what more can I say? It was a display of perfection. Then we get to the sixth round. Shout out to PGH Big Dog. He beat me to it, so I gotta make sure I touch on it at proper timing. Now, granted, Clarissa's winning these rounds. It starts to get a little bit tougher around the fifth. Savannah Marshall starts to land some big shots, uh, but she can't necessarily follow it up. Mad Chad Sports Tavern, welcome, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. This is Breakfast and Boxing, aka Breakfast with the Champ. Have a little bit of battle with your breakfast. Um, yeah, so Clarissa Shields starts to get hit with a number of bigger shots. Again, Savannah Marshall isn't able to follow up too well because Clarissa is able to make adjustments on the fly. I mean, the fastest adjustments. If you got a minute less than the guys and you're able to adjust like she is, then no one's better at adjusting. Um, 1 second. Lucky she a female because the men would be in. Lucky she a female because the men would be in trouble. Trouble. On God, I put that on because if Marissa had the same now, if we put it on like the pound for pound um, ruling, and that's if all things were equal, if all things were equal, and she was doing and she was performing how she's performing against these girls, there ain't no guy on the planet fucking with her. Needless to say. So getting to the moment of truth, um, in the sixth round, she admittedly said again at the end of the fight, but she couldn't see out of her right eye from uh, the sixth to tenth. Um, that's 4 rounds. That's 12 minutes of your life being in danger. That's in theater. I have a background in acting and directing. In theater, stage time is slower than real time. So on the stage, a second can feel like a minute, or a life, or a minute can feel like a lifetime. In the ring, it has the same effect. In the ring, um, a minute can feel like forever. depending on your level of athleticism and also depending on the level of threat in front of you, because the the pace at which you're forced to think fatigues you, along with the fact that you have a psychophysical connection that has to stay in balance so your body can react in the proper time, and that alone fatigues you. And then trying to trump your opponent via defending your life and trying to essentially take theirs, that fatigues you. So you got a number of elements that are trying to that you're working against, on top of her not being able to see for 12 minutes for 4 rounds. Um, that said, this woman made adjustments, still blitzed her combos, and that's fast, many, and accurate and violent. And every combination she threw was that way. There was a number of times I was talking with my little brother while we were watching the fight. We were calling it and basically commentating, and he said, and I saw a number of times where like she's gonna get dropped, she's gonna get stopped, it's gonna be over. And credit to that Savannah Marshall that she didn't. But we ain't really rocking with that side like that, because I can't trust anything to be clean from anyone who has a history of being dirty. Uh, 1 second. Combat, she has outdid the men by her damn self, along with the other top female boxers. Yoda Wise Crush. If ain't nothing true been said today, that is the truth. Literally, I mean, at the end of the day, her and Amanda Serrano deserve to be on all pound for pound lists. Not women pound for pound lists, not men pound for pound lists, all men, all pound for pound lists of like athletes, period. Amanda Serrano is a 7 weight division champion who was robbed by Kaylee Taylor. If you guys rewatch the fight, she landed more punches than Katie Taylor thrown. And it's also false that she didn't want the rematch. Like Kanu says, like I say 1,000 times over, she wanted the rematch. But you got Amanda Serrano who's done that, and we've been cooking on Clarissa Shields' greatness, and we already know 2-time gold medalist, 3 times undisputed, undefeated in boxing. She's the GOAT. There ain't nobody fucking with her in sports. Fuck just boxing in sports. Um, and those two women, period, in sports. Uh, but yeah, so that said, she beats Savannah Marshall. She beats Savannah Marshall decisively. She beats her clean, and she beats her aggressively. She leaves nothing, as I was saying. Leave nothing for the devil. As I was saying with Baumgardner versus Mayer, if Mayer stepped on the gas a little bit more, she could have made it so decisive that no one's seen a draw, that there would be no controversy behind it. There's no controversy behind this Clarissa Shields win. I mean, no one saw Savannah Marshall win that fight last night. It wasn't even close. Like, and then in her post speech, I mean, her post speech, y'all, I'm from Homewood, so like, I'm from low territory. I'm from where it's blue, where you bleed blue and you breathe blue. Like, it just is what it is. So, but that speech brought me to tears. Like, to see somebody who's worked so hard, who's come from nothing, who started out life as essentially as a victim. She was molested as a youth, and to be the warrior that she is, pun intended. In case you don't get it, she's like the example of a woman king, if you will. Like she is um, the example of the Beyonce song "Who Run the World." Like her post speech, it spoke directly to my heart, man. It made a tear drop. I was just like, wow, like black excellence. Like, you talk about a strong black woman, you talk about a queen, you talk about somebody who put their blood, sweat, and tears into something and actually can truly like be considered greatness, and history can't be rewritten. No one can dispute it. No one can combat or debate her greatness. It really it really touched me. You feel me? Pause. but but that said, y'all, the GWOAT came out victorious again. I believe she has to honor another contract fight with PFL, which is another thing that Amanda Serrano and the GWOAT have in common. Besides being the two greatest women athletes, they're two multi-sport athletes. They both compete in mixed martial arts as well. But that said, love y'all. Appreciate y'all for stopping by. LDBC shit, TWT shit. I'm proceed on with my closing. If you got here late, feel free to take it back to the top. This is a replay for Friendly Live. Um, it's your boy Prince the Hustle Guy, aka Wise the Warlock. Um, we was reaching in our combat tool bag one more again. You had breakfast with the champ. This is battle. I mean, this is breakfast in boxing. Excuse me. Um, do me a favor, support. Oh yes, of course. All of my lives are episodes on my channel now, so it's all gonna stay up. But please support, subscribe to everything in honor LDBC, Trilitary, TWT, Simple Truth Network. On my other channels, HFO Church, Acting Right TV. Support my OGs, OG Kano Loco, OG K Hope, aka Black Fight Fan TV, the Usual Suspect 6, and each individual Usual Suspect. Shop usualsuspect6.com again for your combat tool bag gear. Um, also, I have please pick up some combat tool bag gear. Take a picture, send me a DM of some images, blah blah blah. But I also have a book series out there, Hustle God Methodology. It's on Amazon.com. Hustle God Methodology series. You could type in that or Michelangelo Turner on Amazon.com. You'll see a number of books come up. Linguistics of Money. Um, Hustle God's Linguistics of Money. Hustle God's Afro Gold Part 1, Hustle God Daily Golden Mind Molding, and Hustle God Art of the Hustle. That said, again, love y'all. Appreciate y'all for stopping by. And it is a cool black affair. Always is, always will be. LDBC only. And I'll see y'all on Friday. Have a great day.